Hi everybody, today I will be showing you how to create a framework from scratch for TestNG framework. So I'm going to be using Java, TestNG, and I'm creating this framework because sometimes the candidates got asked on these interviews to create a framework just with no utility classes. It's just a plain framework that you can create it from scratch and do some assertions with the TestNG. So sometimes you might be asked this question on interviews. It's not just for interview purposes, but also to show you how can we actually create a framework from scratch with the TestNG with no utility classes or nothing. So let's get started. I'm going to go File, New, and I will say Project. And I'm just going to name this project Cargurus. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that website, Cargurus website. So it's a Maven project, obviously. I'm just going to say Cargurus. So that website is just, you can go in and then select make and model and put your zip code and search. There's a search button as well. So I'm just doing this completely out of, it's completely irrelevant. I have no association with this company whatsoever. So this is a commercial environment, so I'm going to say com.cargurus. This is just for practice. How can we create a framework from scratch with no configuration reader, with no browser utils, with no driver class, just a plain framework that we will be able to open the browser with the dependencies that we will be getting from MVN repository. So I'm going to finish this right now. So next thing I'm going to do, obviously I have this pom.xml file here, as you can see. So pom.xml file, I always say that it's our, like the brain of our project. This is where we're going to centralize all of our dependencies. And with the help of dependencies, we will be able to do some certain actions, right? With the libraries, so with the Java and Selenium libraries that we will be getting. So I need three things in these dependencies. First of all, I need Selenium Java. I need Selenium WebDriver, which is the Bonnie Garcia, and then I need one more thing to do assertions with it, which is TestNG. So I'm going to open my dependency tag here. It will show automatically, yes. And let's make some space over here. And I'm going to go to MVN repository. Okay. So I need the WebDriver manager. Let's get the WebDriver manager first. Search. WebDriver manager. I'm going to get the latest one. Copy. Paste it here. Next thing I'm gonna get, I need the Selenium Java. Again, I will get probably the latest one, or let me see. I'm actually gonna get the 3.14159. And I will paste it here. And last thing I need is the TestNG for annotations and for assertions as well. So for TestNG, let me get this one. Okay. I hope it's not gonna show me an error. Show me an error. Okay. I mean, I can actually just refresh it from this button. Let's see if it's loading right now. Okay, so when I hit that refresh button, it refreshed everything. So I have everything that I need right now. These three things that I will be working with, okay? So in Java, WebDriver Manager, and I have TestNG as well. So let me go to my src folder. So this main, we don't really need it. I'm just gonna keep it over there. So what I'm gonna do here right now is I'm going to right click on Java, and then I will create a package. And then I will say here com.car Okay, so it will come like that. So if you want to flatten it, there's a gear icon here. You can always flatten it from here, somewhere here, I believe. Flatten packages, see? I just don't like it this way, so I'm going to uncheck that button. Next thing that I'm going to do is, obviously, this is a TestNG framework, so it's not like Cucumber. We don't need feature files, we don't need step definitions or kicks runners. So I will simply right click and create a new package. I will say tests, and then I will create one more package which are for my pages. Okay. Now we will be working on this CarGurus example. I'm just going to create a test here, Java class. I'm going to just say CarGurus website test, or let's say CarGurus search. Okay. All right. So now, so in TestNG we have annotations like before method, after method. So I'm going to say before method. The reason I'm doing this because I'm going to keep all my necessary actions in here first, and it will run every time because it's a before method. It will run before every test, right? So I'm going to say public void setup. And I'm going to declare my WebDriver outside, so I can make it globally and I can use it everywhere. Okay, that's the main reason I'm doing it. So first things are, what we have to do, we have to get our WebDriver manager we have to set up the Chrome driver setup. And then next, what we're gonna do, we usually WebDriver driver equal new Chrome driver, right? Because we want the browser to open in Chrome. So since I declare the WebDriver over here, I don't have to use again WebDriver driver. So I'm just going to use the driver. So driver equals new Chrome driver. So next I'm going to the driver dot, let me put some implicit wait, timeout dot implicit wait, and it will do 10 seconds, and we write here time unit seconds. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do, I will maximize I want to maximize my browser. Driver dot manage dot and window dot, we're going to maximize our window. Next thing I want to do, get my URL, driver dot get, and then I want to declare my URL outside globally again, so I can access it anytime I want, because I don't want to declare it inside. So in our URL, I believe this is the right URL. Now I'm just gonna get the URL. So as you can see, I want to run this right now to see if the browser will be open, but I can't. Why? The reason is that because I don't have the test annotations yet. I cannot run it. So I will say here public. Actually, let me put the test annotation first, which is coming from TestNG, right? And I will say public void test1, let's call it. Now I want to see actually if the browser will be open, so I'm just going to run this real quick. It will probably open on my other screen, but I'm going to slide it into my second screen so you can see it as well. It is going to be pretty slow, I believe. Okay, as you can see, it's running right now. Okay, it's on my other screen. I'm going to move it over here. So it opened the CarGurus website for us, as you can see. Okay, so I'm just going to slide this back to my first screen. So next thing, what I want to do in this test is, okay, I want to select make model, and I want to put zip code, and I want to click search. So what I want to do is I want to select Honda Accord and put like just a random zip code, maybe let's put this zip code, and I will click search button, and then that should give me this result, right? So that's all I'm going to do. Let me go back. Okay, so in order to do that, what I have to do right now is I need to create a page class for that CarGurus page. The reason I'm doing that because I don't want to hard code under the test. So these are all the page classes are meant for. It's a page object model that we use to increase reusability and then also prevent the code redundancy, right? And also it's very useful because let's imagine that you have 50 locator IDs in 50 different test cases in tests, and then let's say your developer changed your ID one day, and you don't have to go through all of these 50 locators and then change it. So you can just go to your pages, because that's where you keep your locator, and then change your locator specifically on that page, and then it will change it everywhere. So which is a really good, really usable model, page object model that we use. So I'm going to right click new Java class, and then I'm going to say here, so we create a page class for each page on the web page, right, on the browser. So I'm going to say Car Guru's homepage. Okay. So this is a page class, right? What I have to do, first thing I have to do, I need to create a constructor, public Car Guru's homepage. I'm sorry. So I'm going to declare my WebDriver again globally over here because I want to use it, right? I'm going to say WebDriver, driver, and then I will pass it over here too. Right? And then I will say obviously this dot driver, just like how we do it in the constructor, equals driver. And what I need right now, I need the page factory class. The reason I need the page factory class dot init elements so that I can use find by annotations and init elements in order to initialize all of these elements that I'm going to be declaring on later, all of these datas and behaviors, because I'm going to create the find by elements. And I'm going to keep my locators and methods over here, right? So that's why I need to make this. So I'm going to say page factory init elements. I will pass my driver here and this. So this is a rule that this is how we do it, okay? So first thing first, I need to select the, let's see. I need to select the make model. I need to select this make and the model, and the zip code is not that important. We can deal with that later. So in order to do that, I'm going to inspect this real quick. So actually I like to dock it on the bottom. So I'm going to dock it on the bottom real quick. And let's inspect this. So when we're inspecting is I find the element and it has a select tag, right? It's not a div tag. So when there's a select tag, what we do is we need to create a select object in order to handle this. And then we have different methods that we can use, such as select by visible text, index number, or by value, I believe. So I'm going to try to do it with the select by visible text. But for select, so this is a select, but this is going to get a little confusing because we're not doing this under the tests. We're doing this under the pages. So what I'm going to do is I will handle everything on the pages. So I'm just going to call it under the test. So let's just first locate all the elements. Makes, model, zip code, and the search button. I want to locate all of these first, and then I will handle it after that, okay? Okay, so let's see. It looks like this have an ID, so let's check it. We do hash, right? Now let's just pass ID over here, and let's see if it's going to match with this. So it looks like there's only one matches, so which means that this matches with the ID. So I'm going to go back to my IntelliJ. I will say find by, right? And we're doing it by ID, right? Did I already? And I will copy and paste this over there. Okay, and then this is public web element. And I'm just going to call this all makes. So I allocated the all makes. Now I'm going to do public web element, all models. And I believe I saw that the model has an ID as well. So I'm just going to go back to the page and then I'm gonna delete this. So without actually confirming it, I'm just going to copy and paste it, because I think I know that will work. It's an ID. And I need the zip code, public web element, zip code field, maybe, yeah, let's just keep it zip code. Find by, and I think it has an ID as well. Great website, full of IDs, which I like. And the last thing, I need to locate the not sign in button, search button. I hope it has ID as well. It does have an ID, perfect. Okay, next. Now this is the very important part. Okay, so I am going, because I don't want to handle this creating a select object under the test. I want to handle everything under my page classes. I'm going to write a method for all makes and all models. For zip code and search button, I can actually just come back here, create an object and say zip code.send keys and whatever I want. But for this one, I want to handle it here. So I'm going to write a method for this. I'm going to say public void, let's say select makes, maybe. And then it's going to have parameters of string parameters with a, I'm just going to call it make. So I'm going to create a select object now. Okay. Select equals new select, and then I need to pass this all makes over here now, right? Oops, sorry. Okay. Now I will say select dot by visible text, and then the text will be make. So I will pass the make over here from here to here, right? So this is a method for selecting. Select make. Let's say just make, yeah, not makes. And then second, I will create a method again, public void select model. And this will have one parameter. Again, it will have all, no, I'm sorry, model. And I am going to create a select object again here. Why? Because I can. And then I will pass here the all models, right? And I will say again select dot select by visible text, and then I will pass the model here. Okay, so now I created a method for this. I don't have to handle this right now under the test, which is great. Now the only thing I need to do, I need to create an object from the page class. So car gurus homepage, car gurus homepage equals new car gurus homepage, and then I need to pass my driver here as well. So now what I'm going to do is I will just say homepage dot. So I need this method now, right? Select make. We're selecting the make, and it will take one string. So I'm going to say Honda, and then second homepage dot. Now I'm going to select the model, which I have a method for it, and I want to select an Accord because it's the best car in the world. And homepage again dot. We need to put the zip code dot send keys. I'm going to say 03251, and I will say homepage again dot. I need to click the search button now, right? Click. So now I handled everything. So I will be able to, when I run this test, it will search for Honda Accord in the zip code, and I will click the search button. So let's see if it's gonna work. I think it will open again in my other screen, my first screen. It will open the browser in my first screen. I'm just going to slide it into second screen as soon as it opens so you guys can see it as well. Okay, as you can see here, it opened the browser, it put, let's see, it's just being really slow right now. Honda Accord zip code, click the search button. As you can see, we have successfully tested this. Alright. Okay guys, so I just want to say that this is the way that you can create a framework from scratch, and also you can run any tests you want like this. Just to be clear that when we are, since we are not having any utility packages, so we don't have a driver class that will open the browser for us, it's really important to, know these, especially these steps that we're doing, okay? So this is how we can create a TestNG framework from scratch with the plain framework. Thank you so much for watching.